Alrighty, so this week we're going to be talking with Raymond, who is a 70-year-old Asian man who recently lost his wife around 6 months ago. He is suffering with lots of loneliness, and he states that he has not considered suicide, but he has had increased alcohol consumption. He has stated that previously he was 20 years sober from alcohol. All right, so hello, Raymond. My name is Kendra. I'm going to be the therapist working with you. Um, just a couple things. So just so you know, anything said between us, it will remain confidential unless I feel as if you are a threat to yourself or others. Also, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, perfect. And do you consent to this session?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I know we met last time, so just kind of wanted to follow up after last visit. Just kind of wanted to talk about how if your life has changed at all since the last session. I know you had been struggling with feeling lonely, and the alcohol consumption was getting very frequent. So I didn't know if these things had increased or decreased.
No, everything stayed about the same. I'm still isolating a lot. I haven't really reached out to anyone. I stay at home. I don't do very much. Still drinking about a 6-pack a night and helps me sleep. I can't sleep unless I drink. There's just been a lot of people around me that have either died or have fallen, went into nursing homes. It just makes me, feel scared and not dealing with all of it very well. So,
Okay. All right. Thank you for opening up to me about that. Um, I just kind of wanted to go off of you feeling a sense of loneliness. Do you have any close relationships with maybe a friend or a family member?
um, you know, my wife and I have kids. They're older now. They have their own families. I don't really want to be a burden to them with my problems. We also had friends, but again, they have their own lives and they have their own problems, and I don't want to burden them with my problems. So, we haven't really talked since her passing.
Okay. So what I'm kind of gathering is that you really are kind of isolating yourself. You're not talking to other people, essentially because you feel as if you are a burden to others and you don't want to make them mad or upset, correct?
Yeah, I think it's easier that way. I might be a little ashamed, by the way, I'm feeling drinking again too. I don't know how my children will feel about that. I don't have, I just don't feel like I want to get out and do anything either.
Okay. So maybe we can talk about the drinking right now. Are you okay with talking about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know previously you had stated that you were sober for 20 years. Um, and recently, after your wife's passing, you started to drink more again. How do you feel about that?
I'm ashamed. It helps me cope. It helps me fall asleep. It helps me numb my pain. Um, kind
Okay.
of does all those things for me.
Okay. Would you say that 20 years ago, when you were kind of drinking a lot, that was kind of the same reason as to why you did it then?
Um, Probably, yeah. I could say that would be, um, maybe the same thing. I was going through a hard time and I used that, as my escape as well then.
Now, to stop quitting drinking, did you go to any group meetings, like an AA meeting or anything like that?
Yeah, and I had the support of my wife too, who's no longer here. So, but I did, use meetings and um, that group support helped.
Hmm. Okay. Um, so I feel as if you would greatly benefit from attending a group to help with your alcohol intake. Through you going to this kind of group, it not only helps you um, manage your alcohol intake, that you said, it's becoming a little problematic. It also helps you to gain these relationships with other people, um, even if it's a hi and a bye. Just so simple communications, interactions can really make you feel a little less isolated. How do you feel about maybe trying to do some sort of support group for individuals who are alcoholics?
Yeah, I think I still know where those are held.
Okay.
You could try to get out to a couple.
Okay, yeah, I think that would be awesome. And it's great that you're open to trying these different things. Um, so, just getting back to, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about your family aspect. So, you said you had a couple children.
I have two adult children, a boy and a girl. They both are married. They moved away. They have a family.
Okay. Um, and you feel as if you cannot talk to them about what you're going through because you do not want to burden them.
Yeah, I don't want them to feel like they need to help me or, come home. They're busy. They have their own lives.
Hmm.
You know, they have their own things going on.
Okay. Um, I think it's important to recognize that they are also, going through the grief as well regarding your wife's passing. Um, so, if reaching out to them, it may actually, when you're ready, you can try. It might be therapeutic to you to try and communicate with them. And it also may be therapeutic to them as well. So, it would, help you to less isolate yourself and put yourself more out there with communicating with the family.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it that way, but you're probably right.
Yeah. Um, I think that these are very hard times, of course, for everybody involved, and it's normal and it's totally um, acceptable for you to feel like you're some type of burden. But getting in that deep mindset of that is really going to just further isolate yourself. Do you feel as if maybe you isolating yourself is leading to you drinking more, or do you feel like it's not really, you would drink it even if you communicated with other people?
I'm not really sure. I'm not, maybe if I kept myself busier, then I wouldn't. I haven't gotten out there and done that yet, so it could help. But I don't really know yet.
Okay. Okay. um I maybe taking it one step at a time and either reaching out to a family member and just having a little communication um, that might help with the alcohol intake, just to see, maybe it will help. I do not know if it will, but it could. Um, as well as going to these AA meetings or just any kind of meeting also can help with, like I said, your not isolating yourself anymore, which could result in you decreasing your alcohol intake. Um,
Okay.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can
Okay.
try that.
So would you be okay talking about your wife for just a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Just stop me if it's getting too deep or if you're getting too emotional about it. Um, so just kind of going back a little bit, is there anything in particular that you really miss about your wife?
My wife was, really my best friend. Um, my kids got older, our kids grew up, they left, and she was really the only person that was there to listen, to help. Um, miss having someone to talk to.
Okay. That's totally understandable. How long were you guys married for?
42 years.
42. That's a lot of time to spend with somebody. Um, and then for them just to be gone, it is that's very hard. And it takes a lot to process all of this, okay? Um, when when we're going through grief, I need you to be aware that it's a process that nobody does the same, and you could be at the third step and then go back a little bit, and that's okay. Okay, I don't want you to
Mhm.
if you do experience this, which we can talk about in a later session, the stages of grief, but I don't want you to feel as if it's a setback. Everything you do forward going on is only progress. Okay.
Mhm.
Alrighty, so I think um, your homework will be to either reach out to a family member or a friend, and or attend some kind of group meeting, whether it's a grief group meeting or an AA meeting. Okay, does that
Okay.
sound good?
Yeah. Yep. I can do that.
Okay, alrighty then, sounds good. I will see you in 1 week. Okay.
Okay.